Live from the News Center, this is News Channel 8 on your side at 11.
Tonight, it was an accident waiting to happen. A Bay Area boater does everything wrong, and in the end, the mistakes are deadly. Good evening, everyone. I'm Gail Searins.
I'm Bob Height. Thank you for being with us tonight. We'll have more on that story in a moment. But first, we have breaking news. Florida Senator Bob Graham has just announced that he has dropped out of the race for president in 2004. Senator Graham made the announcement on CNN's Larry King Live just about an hour ago. He says it's been tough raising enough money to compete against many of the other candidates in the race. But that wasn't the only factor that kept his campaign from getting off the ground.
I'm leaving because I have made the judgment that I cannot be elected President of the United States, primarily because of a late start, the result of completing my duties as chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee and the investigation of the events around 9/11, heart surgery, and...
The senator said tonight he's not ready to endorse another candidate. For some perspective on Graham's announcement, I spoke to USF political analyst Susan McManus by phone just a few minutes ago.
How do you account for the fact that he's so popular and powerful in Florida and apparently a non-entity in the rest of the land?
Senator Graham's popularity in Florida was over a long period of time.
He could to help his party win the White House.
What was supposed to be a fun boat ride for a couple of boys turned deadly today. Two adults invited two 12-year-old boys to go for a ride on Crystal Lake. Before it was over, everyone was in the water and one of those boys was dead. News Channel 8's Keith Cate has the story.
The maximum width is 3 foot 6 inches.
Deputy Brian Hanger is a boating enforcement officer. He tells me a boat this size, 12 feet, is too small for 4 people. Too much weight.
The victim actually stood on the top of this, and there was enough weight in the front that caused the vessel, the water to actually break over the bow, and the whole vessel just went out of sight.
12-year-old Tarvey Hudson couldn't swim, and he was not wearing a life preserver.
The 3 remaining in the boat reached over and tried to grab him and capsized the boat, and they were all in the water.
The struggle for life, some 80 feet offshore, was obvious to Ginger Hallman. She dove into the lake and over to Tarvey, grabbed his arm, but couldn't save him.
I kept trying to bring him up, and the more I'd bring him up, the more he brought me down. He was grabbing my hair and everything, and I just couldn't get a hold of him. He was in hysterics. He just wouldn't calm down.
The man and woman who offered the boat ride to Tarvey and his friend Jason swam to safety. Tarvey's other friend Elwood refused to give up, pacing along the shore searching for help.
I was thinking, somebody help. My friend is drowning. He's about to die.
Someone flagged down Deputy Aaron Campbell.
I just took my boots off, told the dispatch where I was and I'd be in the water, and swam out to the boat, flipped it over. I couldn't find anybody, dove down.
But it was too late. Tarvey was lost. His body found a few hours later in less than 8 feet of water.
It could have all been prevented if he was wearing a life preserver.
Keith Cate, News Channel 8.
Charges are not expected to be filed in the case, but the owner of the boat will be cited for several boating violations. Questions also remain about the number of life jackets on board and whether Tarvey, who couldn't swim, was wearing one. And I was curious about the relationship between the man who owned the boat and these children. And Keith explained to me they weren't really friends, just sort of friendly people who lived in the same neighborhood. And they thought it would make for a fun day to take these kids out for a ride into the lake.
New information is surfacing tonight about the death of a USF student who was killed while serving in Iraq. Our coverage partners at the Tribune have learned the Army may be charging a fellow soldier with the death. 23-year-old Corporal John Rivero died April 17th in a Humvee accident in Kuwait. Now a military report shows the Humvee he was in was moving too fast, and the driver was driving recklessly and, in fact, purposely slammed into the berm that flipped the vehicle. That driver, William Hunter Jr., could now be facing involuntary manslaughter charges. A court-martial is expected. Before Rivero went to serve in Iraq, he was a junior at USF, majoring in business. His roommates described him as an outgoing, charming, and athletic person who was also a role model. Rivero's mother told the Tampa Tribune that she is upset by the new information surfacing about her son's death and says from the evidence she's seen, it was 100% avoidable.
A Bay Area police chief is under scrutiny tonight. A thief stole a revolver out of his car. Now an investigation is underway to find out if the chief violated his own policy. And as News Channel 8's Marcia Crawley reports, The gun isn't the only important item missing.
Anybody can be a victim of a burglary.
This time, the victim isn't just anybody. It's the Gulfport Police Chief, Kurt Willix. A couple of months ago, someone stole his police-issued .38 caliber revolver out of his personal car in his driveway. Also in the car, the chief's handheld organizer, which, according to one city official, contained personal information on Gulfport police officers, information that Florida law keeps private. Now the department wants to know whether Willix violated police rules. Gulfport's policy on securing department firearms simply says officers must keep them in a safe place, in a safe manner. The chief had few comments on all of this because it's under investigation, but he did tell us he can't say whether or not his car was unlocked. Do you think that storing a weapon issued to an officer in an unlocked car for an extended period of time is storing it safely?
Well, if the car was unlocked, certainly, I wouldn't consider that to be a safe storage.
To complicate everything, Lieutenant Rob Vinson is the acting police chief, who first investigated Willix. Willix is acting city manager. Since Vincent was looking into his own boss, Vincent turned the information he gathered over to the sheriff's office for an independent look.
We just thought that it would be more open and less likely for somebody to think something was going on if we had somebody else look into it as well.
That investigation is still going on. Meanwhile, a police revolver, along with some sensitive information on officers, is in the hands of a criminal. Marcia Crawley, News Channel 8.
When Marcia asked Lieutenant Rob Vincent whether he thought the policy should be changed since it does not specifically address storage of a firearm in a vehicle, Vincent told her this case will prompt the department to review that policy.
Tonight at 8 on your side, crime tracker alert. One of the men accused in a deadly shootout at a grocery store is now one of Manatee County's most wanted. The shooting occurred Friday outside the Albertsons grocery store on University Parkway and Lockwood Ridge Road. The gunfire killed one person, wounded 2 others. Over the weekend, deputies arrested Carlos Alonso for the shooting, but they say Raymond Malera was also involved, and he is now on their most wanted list. If you know where Malera is, please call the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. In a crime tracker report tonight, a construction project set for the future is currently creating crime. Dozens of families moved out of a section of the West Shore Palms neighborhood to make way for the expansion of I-275. Crews will eventually tear down the homes. But for now, residents say those empty houses are becoming a haven for criminals, such as drug users and dealers. The DOT has notified Tampa police of the problem. They say they are working to try and address the residents' concerns. As for the expansion project, it's not set to begin until 2007.
Tonight, in an 8 on your side medical alert update, a mystery illness at a Bay Area high school remains a mystery. But school officials do say they pinpointed a substance that could have irritated the situation. We're told the maintenance staff at Gaither High School used polyurethane while cleaning floors this summer, and some students may have breathed those fumes. 10 students at Gaither High are suffering from a respiratory illness. Officials do not believe the polyurethane caused the illness. Some believe it may have irritated the condition. Terry Schiavo's feeding tube is scheduled to be removed in 9 days, but the court battles continue. Today, Schiavo's husband, Michael, was in court asking a judge to dismiss a federal lawsuit against him. Terry's parents filed that lawsuit asking the courts remove Michael as Terry's legal guardian. A hearing on the suit is set for Friday. Terry Schiavo has been in a persistent vegetative state for 13 years after suffering a heart attack. Her husband and parents have fought over whether she should live or die ever since. Tonight, our partners at the Tampa Tribune tell us it may cost more in taxes to improve your rush hour drive. Just take a look at what drivers faced on Bruce B. Downs Boulevard in Hillsborough County this evening. Cars lined up as far as the eye could see, creeping along slowly as drivers tried to make their way home. County Administrator Dan Kleeman says road improvements are necessary to keep up with the area's growing population. But those improvements come with a price tag. Kleeman's proposal would add a 5-cent a gallon tax on gasoline and a half-cent hike to the sales tax in Hillsborough County. Developers would also pay more in transportation impact fees. Kleeman's plan would bring in an estimated $94 million a year and would spend that money on roads, buses, bridges, signs, and speed bumps. You can find more information on the proposal at TBO.com, including an interactive poll where you can express your opinion on the proposed sales tax hike. Commissioners will discuss the proposal during a transportation summit Wednesday at the County Center in downtown Tampa.
Before John Gruden became a household word in Tampa Bay, Coach Tony Dungy led the Pewter Pirates. Well, tonight he made his return to Tampa Bay. The crowd gave a warm welcome to the coach as he walked onto his old team's turf just before tonight's game. Dungy coached the Bucs for 6 years before team owners gave him the boot and brought in John Gruden. Even though Coach Dungy is now leading the opposing team, many Bucs fans still give him a lot of respect.
He's helped the team out a lot. He's the one who got us where we're at now, and Gruden was just an extra touch.
He did a lot for us. He took us to the road. Just John Gruden finished it off for us.
Think we could have done it without him?
Without Tony Dungy?
Yeah.
I don't think we could have.
During Dungy's leadership, the Bucs went from a joke to a serious Super Bowl contender, but of course, the home team wasn't able to seal the deal until John Gruden added his touch to the team. And here's another sign that tonight's Bucs game was a big one. Disney projected images of the Bucs onto the buildings in downtown Tampa. Many of the pictures were taken during the Bucs championship game. This is the first time this projection machine has ever been used to promote a Monday night football game. The display also promoted Disney's new attraction, Mission Space.
The American government funneled money into the terrorist organization Hamas. That may be hard to believe, but we're now learning the details of an FBI sting that supplied terrorists with cash. Also ahead, Siegfried's partners fight to recover, how Roy is doing tonight, and how fans are showing their support. Plus, after 20 years, the McNugget gets an overhaul.
Closed captioning brought to you by
Belts and Ruth, a law firm representing victims of medical malpractice. Call today for a free appointment.
Mr. Porter, Mr. Martin will see you now.
Thanks. You're the CEO of a big health insurance company, right?
Yes, I am.
Do you realize that if you're in your 50s or 60s and your company doesn't cover you, it's basically impossible to get affordable health insurance?
Yes, I do.
Could you fix that?
Okay.
Great.
If one person could do it alone, the world wouldn't need AARP.
Sunday, Sunday, see Big Eddie haul trees in his fuel injected Hemi Dodge Ram 1500. Sunday, Sunday, Big Eddie picks up stuff in his 345 horsepower Hemi Dodge Ram. Sunday, Sunday, going fishing in a Hemi powered Ram.
Morning, Ed.
Monday, Monday.
You gotta stop.
And now with a late-breaking story, here's Suzanne.
Thanks, Tom. As the volcano continues to erupt, we take you live to correspondent John Ryland, who's at the scene. John, what's the situation?
Suzanne, as you can see behind me, the lava is covering an area of about 2 square miles. It's a bad situation, but I do have good news.
What's that, John?
I just saved a bunch of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Gina, check this out. I'm sitting next to your new boyfriend. Don't you just love your new boyfriend?
I do love him.
As long as you're happy.
Picture mail that talks from Sprint. At Sprint stores, choose from a wide selection of picture phones starting at $99.99. Share it when it happens.
Hi, how are you? May I help you find something today? Tangerine. That's fun, isn't it? Do you do fuchsia? I don't like to call them colors. I like to call them flavors.
Don't do this to friends and loved ones. Next time, give the American Express gift card. Instead of one place, it's good all over the place. Available at AmericanExpress.com.
The Hyundai Accent. The only car in its class with the added safety of standard front side impact airbags. 29 miles per gallon in the city, 33 on the highway. And only the Accent is protected by America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. Looks like you win. Test drive the Hyundai Accent, nicely equipped for just $95.39 at your Hyundai dealer. Hurry into the Hyundai winning season clearance and get $1,000 cash back or 0% APR through October 31st.
You're watching News Channel 8 on your side.
New interviews and court documents reveal the FBI gave money to terrorist organizations in the Middle East. It happened in 1998 and 99. The Fed sent several $1,000s to suspected terror supporters, then tracked the money as it flowed into the militant Palestinian group Hamas. According to the new information, the government only gave out small amounts of cash, a couple of $1,000s at a time, so terrorists could not use it to fund a major attack. FBI officials say Attorney General Janet Reno approved the plan, but former National Security Advisor Sandy Berger says no one ever told President Clinton. The sting never resulted in an arrest. Court testimony says Hamas used some of the money to help orphans.
Entertainer Roy Horn of Siegfried & Roy is showing signs of improvement tonight. Still, doctors continue to list him in critical condition. A white tiger mauled him 3 days ago during a performance in Las Vegas. Roy was able to wiggle his hands and feet today. His manager says he gave doctors a thumbs up when asked if he could move his fingers.
He's very cognizant. He's understanding exactly where we are, and we are in communication.
Fans have built a colorful tribute to Roy outside the casino where he was injured Friday. Friends of Siegfried & Roy say the partners made a pact that if either one of them could not perform, the show would end.
Over 100 California gubernatorial candidates are counting down the final hours before the polls open, and voters decide whether to recall Governor Davis. Arnold Schwarzenegger spent the final day of the campaign trying to hang on to his momentum. Maria Shriver joined her husband downplaying charges of bad behavior with women. At his appearances, Lieutenant Governor Cruz Bustamante kept repeating the accusations and claimed the polls are shifting in his favor. Current Governor Gray Davis called on union members to go door to door to keep him in office. Disturbing news tonight about Boeing 777s. 3 of the jets had to land in the past year after their windshields cracked while in flight. All landed okay. Nobody was hurt. The airplane maker says the problem is faulty heating wires. They cause the windshield to become brittle and break. For now, airlines are told to tighten the wires until a new circuit breaker is ready for installation. And for air travelers looking for bargain fares, the discounts are getting harder to find. The reason? More people are flying today than a year ago. The experts suggest booking cheap flights on airlines such as JetBlue and Southwest. Passengers headed to ski areas in Europe can also find some low fares.
In an 8 on your side, Consumer Watch, America's biggest fast food chain, says it's trying to help you get trim. Over the next 6 weeks, McDonald's will unveil a new Chicken McNugget, one that is all white meat. It will contain less fat, 16 grams instead of 20, and has fewer calories, 260 instead of 310. McDonald's says the decision to change the menu follows 6 months of research. That research confirms what you probably guessed. Americans prefer white meat chicken over dark.
And we prefer Steve's forecast over anybody else's except people that work with you in our weather department, of course. They're all good.
Well, you got kind of mealy on that, didn't you?
I'm at the other building.
I'm just trying to figure it out. That's yeah, I guess you're saying that you like me. Yeah, that's good. Right. Yeah. Showers continue across the area. Tarpon Springs, Holiday seeing some showers. Palm Harbor. This is an isolated thunderstorm that developed, fortunately, west of the stadium, but it really rained out across Safety Harbor, south the countryside, maybe up to 3 to 4 inches of rain fell because this shower developed and didn't move at all. It is kicking out here to the north. As you can see, some offshore rain, all of it moving off to the east. So again, that's it for shower activity, but it was a good little isolated thunderstorm that developed as the east coast sea breeze moved to the west. Take a look at it on satellite picture early on tonight. Mostly quiet day precipitation-wise throughout the afternoon. A few high clouds reaching in from the west, but there's that sea breeze and, of course, that developed shower there. At around 10:45, raining pretty good. 72 degrees at 7 a.m., 83 degrees, partly cloudy. Right now it's 79 with a dew point of 70. Winds are calm. 76 in Brooksville, 78 Clearwater, 75 in Sarasota, 79 in Lakeland. Across the southeast, again, the upper level winds continue from the west. Disturbances in that flow will continue here for the next several days, especially to the north of us. We'll keep our rain chance 20 to 30%, anticipating some shower activity and potentially some clouds reaching out here from these disturbances that may develop just back to the the west, but a lot of the activity will stay to the north. We'll draw a trough on the map here. Cooler temperatures to the north. There's an old frontal boundary hanging just to the north of us, stationary front. South of that, we're seeing warmer conditions and, of course, humidity, too. Dew points this afternoon ranging mid to upper 60s, which is pretty typical for this time of year. Still waiting for that nice cold front to dry things out. There's our Hurricane Kate, looking less and less like a tropical system, but nonetheless, these are the numbers as of 11 o'clock. 39.5 north, 53.4 west, moving north-northeast at 22 miles per hour with 75-mile-per-hour winds, still hanging on to hurricane status, but as you can see, it's moving away, and of course, no effect to the U.S., never really has been. Forecast lows 71, Tampa 69, Newport Richey 72 in Bradenton under partly cloudy skies. Highs for tomorrow, pretty much mid to upper 80s across the area with a mix of sunshine and clouds. Rain chances later in the day, afternoon, evening hours, as again, the east coast sea breeze moves off to the west. 72 to start the day, 88 in the afternoon. Not much rain around the area. Perhaps later on in the evening hours, east to westerly winds, a little bit of a sea breeze, making it a temp here. That's what we're seeing, a little bit of convergence kicking off the showers tonight. And of course the tides, high tide coming up at 1:59 in the morning and then again 12:56 in the afternoon at the pier. 7-day forecast, upper 80s the next couple of days. Low temperatures, low 70s. As you can see here with a 20 to 30% chance of seeing a shower coming up here. 20% will carry that through the rest of the week too. Pretty typical for this time of year. Let me just say, I like you guys compared to all the other anchors in the newsroom. And
except, come on, give me a break.
He likes us. He likes us. Tonight's winning lottery numbers are coming up.
In sports, the Bucs are winning. They may have already won. And the Red Sox trying to keep their World Series dream alive tonight in Oakland. And what could possibly make 5,000 college students spend the entire day in line? No, it's not the registrar's office. Dan will tell us shortly.
I have a great life, but I feel like I should be making a difference. Writing a story about drugs on the street.
What do you want to know? That reporter is a liability.
Critics are calling Veronica Guerin one of the year's best films. Cate Blanchett delivers an absolute Oscar-worthy performance.
If I was to be intimidated, that means they've won, and they're not going to win.
Veronica Guerin, rated R, starts Friday, October 17th.
Sometimes you just have to take them behind the woodshed. The 2004 Mercury Mountaineer. 7-passenger seating that Jeep Grand Cherokee can't offer. No-charge leather seating that Dodge Durango can't match. A safety rating GMC Envoy can't claim. And an offer that gives them a good whipping. $3,250 cash back or 0% APR. See your Lincoln Mercury dealer today.
Right. Tomorrow sounds perfect. I'll talk to you then. I have an important meeting I'm taking off to. Bye.
In schools big and small, State Farm is there with fire safety presentations.
Talk about fire safety. You can tell me what this is.
We live where you live. Being there to help keep kids safe. That's what being a good neighbor is all about.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Traders carefully spent their money on Wall Street, nudging prices higher and sluggish trading. The Dow Industrials average closed 22 points higher to 95.94. NASDAQ gained nearly 13 points to 18.93. And the S&P advanced more than 4 points to finish at 10.34. Stay with us. Dan is up next.
Did you know the air in your home can be up to 5 times more polluted than air outside? That indoor pollutants like dander can aggravate allergies and trigger asthma? What can you do? Get the Filtrete Ultra Allergen Reduction Filter. It's up to 30 times better than all other 1-inch filters at capturing airborne dust, bacteria, and pollen. And it meets Health House guidelines. If you don't take care of the air in your home, who will? Filtrete filters from 3M.
Express yourself at Stadium Toyota.
Express yourself.
Drive today with 0 down. At Stadium Toyota, we make car buying fun and fast. So get your price and payment in 15 minutes. Take delivery in just 1 hour with approved credit. And when we make a deal, we'll pay off your trade no matter what you owe. Save thousands on our huge selection of certified pre-owned Toyotas. Stadium Toyota even offers tires for life. Now that's Express.
Express yourself.
See Stadium Toyota today. Dale Mabry just north of the stadium.
This is our chatty family pack. All calls between these phones are free. That would mean this one can call that one. Call this one. Call that one. Call that one. Whoop, whoop, whoop. This is the perfect family plan.
Shouldn't the perfect family plan include a home phone, too?
Do we think alike or what? Only Alltel gives you family-to-family minutes, so your mobile-to-mobile plan also includes your home phone. Connect your family with up to 5 phones for 99 cents each. 1,000 family-to-family minutes and unlimited nights and weekends. A better plan for the whole family?
You got that right.
Alltel.
Another touchdown, eh, Dan?
That's right. Sometimes you get a throw in the towel.
What's the score now?
Well, we're going to find out in just a minute. I think we're doing whatever.
What are you looking at? That wouldn't be like Channel 28 over there, would it?
I don't know, Bob. What would
You are
that
in
be?
so much trouble right now.
Bob said it.
Campaign
That's right. We'll get right on to it. Let's get right to the meat and potatoes, right, shall we? Tony Dungy celebrating his 48th birthday.
15 or 20 between them.
And they could make a little bit of money on those tickets.
Let's make a deal, huh?
There you go.
All right, Dan, thanks.
We'll be right back.
That chicken from Popeyes.
If you love amazing flavor but don't want the heat, then you're gonna love Popeye's Classic Mild Chicken. Try Popeye's Fryers Dozen. Not 12, but 13 pieces of Popeye's chicken for $9.99. Or get 3 pieces, mild or spicy, and a biscuit for only $2.99. Tired of bland, boring chicken? Try the great flavor of Popeye's Classic Mild Chicken.
I love that chicken from Popeyes.
Popeye's Fryers Dozen, 13 pieces, only $9.99.
I like to keep on top of things. That's why this baby's still around. I hadn't been feeling like myself for a while. I was tired, felt down. My sex drive was in neutral. My doctor said that any one of these symptoms, among others, could be a sign of low testosterone. After a simple test, my doctor prescribed Androgel, a testosterone replacement gel that I just rub onto my skin once a day. Over 4 million men have low testosterone. And while Androgel might not be right for everyone, your doctor will know if it's right for you.
Androgel should not be taken by men with known or suspected breast or prostate cancer. Common side effects may include abnormal lab tests, acne, prostate disorder, and application site reaction. You can learn more about low testosterone at www.androgel.com.
You know, if you want to keep something in good working order, then you take good care of it. Ask your doctor if Androgel can help restore your testosterone. I did.
Androgel. Testosterone restored.
Hello, I'm Bob Hite. Share your life skills with a parent. Volunteer today to provide friendship and emotional support to a parent in need. You can make a difference.
When people find out Breakstone's Cottage Doubles has half the sugar of yogurt, it leaves them in a dilemma. What to do with their yogurt? Breakstone's Cottage Doubles.
He got a good heart, just a little slower than most.
Radio, watch.
Some high-speed online, including AOL and Roadrunner. They're all super fast, easy to use, and always on, with award-winning customer care 24/7. Imagine a local company right here with the coolest technology. Make high-speed part of your digital plan, and you'll even save money. Now that's the brightest idea of all. Bright House, bright ideas. What'll they think of next? Call to find out more.
Dinner's ready.
Yeah.
Sweet garlic rotisserie chicken and 3 bold new dipping sauces. Face it, you're powerless to resist. Boston Market, we're always cooking.
Tonight's cash 3 numbers, 316, play 4, 20, 30, and fantasy 5, 1, 2, 5, 17, and 23.
Come dawn.
Well, in the morning, most of the shower activity we've had will be long gone. You can see our radar picture shows that. It's all moving offshore. Newport Richie still seeing some showers right along 19 there. All right, let's take a look at the forecast then. Near 72, partly cloudy skies, few clouds around, light east winds, about a 20% chance of rain mostly later in the day, afternoon, evening hours. So we could see some showers again later, but mostly rain-free throughout most of the day.
And you're sure that's at dawn?
At what?
At dawn.
Come dawn.
Dawn.
He went past dawn.
Hello,
he always goes past dawn. I just want dawn, and he gives us the whole day.
Well, we had 25 seconds to
Tonight's
fill,
show.
We'll go into Wednesday if you want me to.
I
I'll
can't
just
take
get
this.
us out of here tonight. Good night, everybody.
Tomorrow, starting at 5 a.m. on News Channel 8 Today, a new study says frequent dieting by adolescents can actually promote the opposite, unwanted weight gain. Plus, we'll have a report on a new type of LASIK surgery that allows for more candidates for laser vision correction. I'm Bill Ratliff. Gail Guardo and I will have that, plus the latest news. Mace Michaels will have your forecast on the 8s, and Denise Moore will have traffic. It's tomorrow starting at 5 a.m. on News Channel 8 Today.
There you are.
You forgot to lock the car again.
Sorry.
The 469 horsepower E55 AMG. Feel the power of a Mercedes.
A little more to your left, and then straight ahead.
Just as I expected. The lines are getting alarmed. Incredible. Whatever happens, hold your ground.
People don't always use common sense.
Now, initiate agitation phase.
Fortunately, there's a healthcare company that does. At United Healthcare, make fewer copays, no referrals, and doctors don't need our permission. United Healthcare. It just makes sense.